All right, but we are ready up, so we're going to jump into this game.
All right, let's do it. Akalon Waste, and I'm going to just jump right over because this animation is pretty neat.
Yeah, it is cool. I like, Game Heart's a lot of fun to cast from, I got to say.
Yep, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, Troy. So as we move into game number 2, it is going to be 1-0 in favor of the red Zerg in the upper left-hand corner. His name is Winter.
And in the bottom right-hand corner, playing very strugglingly, but was able to do it, switching from Mules Before Hose into Gamma Bears, it is Triforks.
Woo!
So both these players are pretty well-mannered. They have a lot of respect for each other, and both have a lot of skill as well. It's well-earned respect from the other, and so I'm looking forward to see how these matches continue to play out. And this is going to be a best-of-7, so we've got plenty of games between these two players left.
Yep, indeed. We do have to get to, what is it, 4 wins? 4 wins. 4 wins,
that is correct.
Yep, and looks like a quick gas trick here out of Winter to get some more drones out just before that Overlord pops out. So economy. Getting that economy.
Get those extra drones out a little bit faster than you otherwise would have. Triforks building down and putting that barracks down.
He's really sneaking this drone around the edge of the base there, maybe looking for things. Not sure, but Overlord is on its way out.
It seems like he's anticipating a proxy something by the pathing that he's putting on.
Yeah, this is definitely an abnormal pathing for the drone.
And honestly, there's nothing wrong with doing that. You just want to be careful. It doesn't really hurt all that much to scout a little bit more carefully, and frankly, it can save you games.
Yeah, it really can. We saw a game earlier where his scout, which was actually going through a normal path right down the middle of the map, saw a 2-Rax proxy in the middle of the map attempting to get Reapers out, and he was able to shut it down and basically essentially won him the game because his opponent had no army.
Well, he was able to shut it down basically with just a drone because he was able to harass the SCVs enough.
Yep. Indeed, the Supply Depot is going to go down, but Winter has no intention of ever getting this drone out of this base.
If anything, he's going to make an extractor.
Oh, dear Lord, I hope he puts a hatchery down right here.
I feel like that's not likely, but you never know.
You never know. But wouldn't that be awesome?
It's always fun to see some tricksy things come out from either player. I like to see a little bit more of a deviation from time to time.
Yeah, hopefully everybody out there likes ZVT because that's pretty much all we've had today.
Yeah.
So drone is continuing to scout around. Looks like he's kind of staying in the vision ranges of these two. Reaper is going to come out and take out that drone. Oh, nice. Refinery goes down just in time to stop the drone from making that. He knows that he likes to do that. He has watched the games and cancels it right after he does it. And so that could also throw Winter off because Winter would say, okay, he could be keeping that refinery because I don't think he actually saw the fact that it was canceled. Oh, he did.
He did.
Okay, so no refinery.
But you could probably guess as much based on how these games have been going, and the way that he's seen Triforks play up till now. 2 Zerglings do pick off an SCV that was scouting around, but the Reaper is moving in now and is going to try and do some micro against these Lings. There are 4 behind it, so it could cut off his path. 1 Ling does die. The second one is probably going to go down as well. That Reaper going up against the Queen now. He's going to need to get it out of there if he wants to keep it. Second Reaper is coming forward to join his pal, and they're going to go and try and hold off these 4 Lings headed towards his base.
Which they definitely can do.
They definitely can.
The Overlord is coming in over the natural. It does see the fact that there is a natural there. So he knows that there's no crazy all-ins coming. The Reapers are going to take out these Zerglings, but the Zergling's going to try and get the SCV to...
Great control there by Triforks, pulling that SCV off, building the command center.
Sam, the SCV, is very thankful for the Reaper friends.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah.
So Roach Warren this time from Winter. He's got that going down in the back of his natural base.
I definitely feel like I know all the things now in PvZ. I can tell you right now that Winter's going to make a large swell of roaches. And he's going to do his best to win the game with it. We've seen it several times today. I don't know if he actually saw the factory going down or that there was 2 factories, but he's anticipating a lot of Hellions right now, and that's why he's going for roaches. He's done this before.
He has no idea, other than potentially just gas timings but he just has no idea that this Hellions are going to happen. I mean, obviously a Reaper opening can be indicative of that, but you know, more Hellions are on the way, and they're just going to run headlong into Roaches.
Yep, he is going pretty crazy with the Roaches. 8 in production, so he's going to run over, and you know, this is going to work pretty well because you know, the bunker is just going down. There are Hellions which aren't going to do a lot to the Roaches, and only Reapers, no Marines. Oh, more Hellions coming out. So this is the exact opposite of what Triforks wants to be doing against what Winter is sending over to him. All the Roaches, 16 Zerglings in production as well, with a Baneling Nest to follow. So these Slowlings, even though they don't have speed, correct?
Oh, they just finished speed.
All right. So
and the Baneling Nest is finishing up as well. So this is going to be pretty hurty for Triforks. He's going to have to get back and pull a heck of a defense out if he wants to stay in this game.
I think Winter's going to try and, at least hopefully, keep these Zerglings out of the initial engagement here, and try and kill off the Hellions, and then send in all the Banelings. But here he comes in. He's going to target down the SCVs on that bunker, but do get a few Hellion shots off, and does take out one Roach.
Yeah, that didn't go too badly for him. It forced Winter back, but in come 5 Banelings, and they're just going to go ahead and blow up some of this. But those Hellions are there, going to try and kill the Banelings before they're able to connect, but no, they do connect and take out a lot of the SCVs. The Reapers there go down, so pretty much it is now Hellions versus Roaches, and that is not the best play. Siege Tank is out now, but it is not sieged up. He's just going to use the faster attack by not being unsieged on these Roaches. The Hellions are zoning out the Roaches so that the tank is able to get the most DPS as possible, and sure enough, Triforks is able to hold that back momentarily, but more Zerglings and Banelings are coming in. They're heading straight for these group of SCVs, and good control on those Banelings. He's trying to keep them... Oh, jumped right onto those Hellions. Does get a couple of kills there, but the Zerglings continue to stream forward.
He's doing a really good job trying to keep those Hellions out of the tank fire. One finally does succumb to it, but you know, he's doing a lot to hold this off. I mean, if we look at the units lost, Winter has definitely lost more than Triforks, but you know, as we saw last game, towards the end of it, the units lost was very even, but yet the game was not.
Right. And that was just an impeccable hold by Triforks.
It really was.
We've seen some great stuff come out of Winter in the past, and that type of push, you know, has won him games here today. But against Triforks, Triforks says, no thank you, I'm going to continue in this game. I'm feeling pretty good. Yep. So behind it, Winter is going to be getting a lair, getting some more extractors, and Triforks is going to go into some more siege tanks.
You know, looking at Winter's bases, he's on an extremely low economy right now. In his main, there's only 14 mining, and he just added this gas that just finished. If he puts 3 in that, that's only 11 mining minerals. And at his natural, is only 14 mining minerals after he puts all those in gas. So, you know, with the layer about to finish, I mean, he's probably going to end up going into Mutalist here as he sees the tanks and Hellions and all of those good things. But, you know, Winter's kind of in a tough spot because his economy is hurting a bit because he committed to those Roaches so far.
Oh yeah, you know, he wanted to get that early aggression off. He was hoping to do a lot more damage than he ended up doing, I think. And of course, when you want to get early aggression out, you have to cut those drones. But you were correct, the Spire is going down, and now mines are coming out for Triforks. So it seems like he is anticipating the same thing that Winter wanted to do. So these rocks are going down, but they're going to be greeted by creep. So these Marines are going to have to come down and take out this Overlord and then hang out.
I have a feeling he probably expected that.
Yeah, based on that's kind of par for the course of what we've seen thus far.
Well, look at the vision of Winter. He's got things everywhere across the map. He's got Lings over here, Overlords spread out in all these places to be able to spot anything that was to come out across the map at him.
Even an Overseer is coming over across the base of Triforks. He knows all the things that are happening.
What's up? You all right?
I'm great.
Oh, thought you were doing a funny little lean there, but the SCV is going to be coming over and doing some pre-mining at the third base. But he is going to get this down. The command center is going to be able to land just about as the creep proceeds, does a scan, and he sees the spore crawler.
Sees nothing.
Okay, that was about the shape of a spire. So, but the spire is already done and it's at the natural. So all of the tech buildings actually at the natural with centrifugal hooks coming down as well. So going to be going into Ling Baneling Muta, it looks like, which has worked out well for him in the past.
Yeah, last game it definitely was pretty effective against this similar composition. And we do see mines continuing to be made. Marines are coming out. Looks like he's paused on the tank production, and 2 medevacs do load up, and they're heading across the map. But again, Winter with impeccable Overlord placement is able to spot those, and Triforks just decides he's happy with just killing these Overlords. I think he was able to see the Overlord speed finished as he was attacking that Overlord, so he was able to get spotting on that.
Yeah, Winter is morphing in some Banelings in his main base here, getting ready for the drop that is impending, but may not come as he just drops down here to really not much he can go from here. He's going to have to load back up. The mutas are going to come down.
Oh, he's got to get out of there.
Right as the... Phew, that was close.
Yeah, he's got to be really careful now with the Mutalisks on the map. The Medivacs can be chased down if they're not boosting, and the Medivacs are smelling blood. They're trying to figure out, or the Mutalisks rather are smelling blood. They're trying to figure out where those Medivacs went.
But the Medivacs are going to go in for a second try now and actually be much more successful this time because there's nothing back here. There are some Zerglings trying to take out the rocks. But he's going to go ahead and drop in the main base, and I mean, he could come up here and kill some drones for sure, but really there's not a whole lot of infrastructure buildings in his main base. Mutalisk does come out. He's going to stim up and go after the drones here.
And they're going to go straight in. The Zerglings are coming forward, though. They're going to do some decent damage. We're able to chase that away, and the Mutalisks are coming back, trying to head off the Medivacs on their way out, but it looks like he's just going to drop down and try and do some damage to this fourth base.
Yeah, Marines are going to land and, as you said, try and do some damage to this, but he will end up canceling it most likely.
And Burrow's being researched by Winter. He's going to try and do some similar Baneling drops, methinks. Or not drops, rather, but mines, Baneling mines.
He's going to have to drop these units out of these Medivacs real quick. Mutas are quickly following. Oh,
and that's going to get cleaned up almost certainly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there it goes.
So if we look at the units lost, I mean, again, it's very even, 3,200, almost exactly even for each player. So where we go from here is going to be interesting. I think we're in for some long games here, Gallagher.
Absolutely. These players are quite evenly matched. It would seem they're doing really well against each other. You know, Winter was able to take that game one, but not without a fight. Triforks has been putting up a decent resistance and is getting decent damage done as well, but Winter continues to take more bases along the map and hasn't been as aggressive this game. I don't think that Triforks has been able to, or allowed him as much aggression.
Another full Medivac does go down behind the fourth base of Winter. The Mutalisk intercepting that, so that is rough, but there's a big, nice scan there to see the fact that there's a large number of Zerglings and Banelings being morphed in outside of the natural and third base area. So, I mean, Triforks is starting to be put on the back foot here. I mean, he does have a lot of Marines, a lot of mines. You know, both players' food are relatively even, approaching 200, but we've seen this before.
We absolutely have. Triforks deciding that he's going to try and move out, but there are some Baneling mines here, so he's going to have to be really careful. And it looks like once again the Marines are going to walk right over it, and Winter's biding his time. He has them selected. Boom! There they go. And a good quarter of those Marines do fall just to that. And, you know, I feel if you're Triforks in this situation, you've got to be getting frustrated, you know, at all the Marines that you're losing to these burrowed Banelings. You know, and I think he's going to have to start scanning, you know, playing a little bit more Wings of Liberty style in that you have to scan pretty much everywhere you go with these Marines.
There are a large number of Banelings being morphed in outside the natural expansion of Winter. The Mutalisk gathering there as well. A X number base going down the left-hand side, and Triforks is going to try and intercept that, take it out, which he's going to be successful in. Just depends on how quick, because the reinforcements from Winter are going to be coming up here on the left side, but lots of mines there. He's going to try and spread those out, get those burrowed to cut off any of the reinforcements.
Oh, but Winter decides he's just going to go for the counter-attack. He's not even going to bother, and the supply depot is down. He does get it up in time. Oh, but it's not quite a full wall off, so the Zerglings were streaming in. Luckily, there were Marines there ready to handle it. And now the Marines that were...
More Baneling land. Oh, huge! Half the Marines go down from Triforks. He has got to be more on top of scanning. You notice that he scanned immediately after that.
Yeah, you know, he's got to be kicking himself because, you know, he was in really good position. He was, he had to be feeling good about that last attack, but when you run over Baneling landmines like that, that's going to just really hurt your numbers very quickly. More Marines are going down to these Mutalisks, and, you know, Baneling landmines right outside the base. But Triforks loading up again, going to boost down.
Oh man, I wish there was a statistic in this game that said how many Marines have been killed to Baneling landmines.
Mutalisks are moving in now. Huge mine hits on them, but they don't quite go down just yet. Loads up into the medevac, but he's going to have to boost out of there. He wants to get it out. Does not do so. And those mines get cleaned up. everything goes away.
Yeah, but Triforks is remassing out here at the middle of his base. He did lose all that, but that hasn't really hindered him. I mean, he's got a much better economy this game, at least at this point in the game, than he did last game. Scan goes down out front to make sure there are not any Baneling landmines.
Which he does see.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. So he's going to have to scan again as he's out of range, but he does have those selected at the moment, but he's going to move over to try and clear out this potential fourth base here, not stimming all the Marines out, because that would be silly.
And these Mutalisks are moving into the third base, and there really isn't anything here to defend. So these SCVs that were left behind are going to be the ones that get taken out. The Marines are stim running their way back over there to try and defend against this, but the Mutalisks obviously are just getting right on out of there.
Yeah, this is a very even game we have here at the moment. I mean, both players, Winter just hit 200, but Triforks not far behind. And both players, again, even upgrades. The only difference is the fact that Winter has +2 air attack, but that's because he has air units.
Oh, no, that medevac is boosting right into Mutalisks, and it is going to be taken out without really getting a hold.
Almost. No, he saves it.
He gets it back. He's going to have to unload it, though, if he wants to save the Marines that are in it, because that medevac only has 20 health left.
Unfortunately for us observers, it does not show the cooldown of the afterburners, so we can't tell.
And running right over the Banelings. Oh, no! Half those Marines that were in that group do get taken out. Again, scanning. He's got to be so frustrated by that. And it looks like he has forgotten about the Marines. Yeah,
here comes a lot of Zerglings in the middle of the map. There are mines setting up, and they are all burrowed there, and Banelings being... Oh man, this is a lot of food of Zerglings and Banelings here. And here it comes. Is he gonna stim the Marines back and separate them out? All the mines are on the back. Oh, these are gonna be huge. Oh, huge mine connections on those Banelings, taking out half of them.
And Winter just morphing in way more Banelings. He's got some burrowed. And Triforks has got to be so careful here.
He needs to
But great spreads by Triforks.
Wow, great control by Triforks here. Could get himself back in this game. Right now, Triforks leading the food count for the first time in this series so far.
Those Mutalisks continue to be active. They're running around. Winter's trying to find the right path to engage in. And, but Triforks is not able to get that fourth base yet. He really needs to take that fourth base, as he's going to find himself in a similar situation as he did in Game 1 if he's not able to expand soon.
Nice scan by Triforks, sniffing this out. This is what he needs to do to get back in this game, putting his own mines down again. He's catching the Zerglings, Banelings in a good position here, as they're not really having a chance to surround, but pre-splitting all of his Marines. Great control as Ling's trying to come around the backside.
And running small groups of Marines around, trying to just pick off the Zerglings where he can. And he does have the Terran Infantry upgrade level 3, whereas his opponent is only on 2-2, so he's does have a slight upgrade advantage at the moment, which does help.
If he wanted to try and press and make a difference, now's the time to do it. There are burrowed Banelings right under these Marines here as the Mutalisks come in.
There's no reason to use them just yet, though, as more Marines move forward, and boom, there they go.
And he scans just as it goes down, so just a little bit too late on that, but he's going to come in. There's a lot of Overlords just hanging out over here, so if Winter hasn't made some extras, this could be rough, but there's a lot of Lings and Banelings coming out. Look at the split on those Banelings.
I mean, look at the number of Banelings. There's huge numbers of Banelings. There's huge numbers of Zerglings. 46 Banelings, 57 Zerglings, 23 Mutalisks. There is just units everywhere.
Yep, so looks like trying to get a surround here.
Oh, and Winter is converging on Triforks, and Triforks is not going to be able to get out of this. The Mutalisks,
all the mines, the huge mine connections are going to get...
And
a nice load up there to save a handful of Marines also.
He's got to be careful, though. There are burrowed Banelings right near where he's unloading all these things and running right over them.
Oh, that's a lot of burrowed Banelings, too. I think he's saving them.
Well, he's playing very carefully with them. He's aware of what's going on over there. He just wants to be careful and use them when they're going to be the most appropriate.
And he's really being patient here. I mean, we've got a literal minefield out here.
Yeah, from both players.
Yeah. He's trying to show Winter Winter's trying to show Triforks how to use mines. And they're both... This is actually kind of funny. So now, Triforks is in a position where he needs bases, and he's mined out of his natural, essentially. His third is mined out. He has got to get bases. He does not have a lot of money in the bank. 900 minerals and a lot of gas.
And now Winter's moving forward with the Mutalisks as Triforks was trying to get the turrets up. It is not going to be in time, and there's just not enough Marines here to be able to deal with this. And that command center is going to drop. It looks like he was able to at least cancel the orbital before it did fall.
And it's trying to take out as many of these medevacs as you can, trying to fly over. There's so many mines out here, it's hard to keep track of whose are whose.
Exactly.
It's just so close to walking over those mines.
And I feel like he just has no idea that this is going
Nice
on. Now he
scan.
sees
Yeah.
everything.
Now he's going to take out most of those, but some do burrow just outside of... Oh! Nice connection there, but didn't get a ton of Marines.
Did clean them up with the Mutalisks, and more Banelings are morphing as he moves forward with the Marines, with the Marauders, trying to just push his front up a little bit closer.
Both players staying at relatively even food counts here, right around 200. We haven't seen really any divergence into or out of any tech. I mean, still Lings and still Banelings from Winter, and still Marines, a few Marauders now from Triforks.
The difference here, though, is that Winter is on 5 bases as opposed to the 3 from Triforks, and this is how he won the last game as well. Triforks just was not able to get the money that he needed to continue the assaults that he was doing, to continue the defenses, and Winter was just able to continue to take bases. And here we go, Triforks trying to do as much damage as he can, but these just getting overrun by the Lings, the Mutalisks, the Banelings, and this army is getting destroyed.
Those Banelings able to take out those mines as well because the Overseers are there, and with that speed upgrades, they are so fast.
And there's literally no army behind this right now, so Triforks is either going to be, if Winter pushes, he's going to be able to do some serious damage, as there's really only mines left on the field.
Yeah, it's 175 to 98 right now. If you look at the units lost, again, it's very even. I don't understand how this is working. I mean, Winter really has got to be trading very efficiently, which seems really silly to say for a person making all the Banelings.
Well, he can just trade however he wants, frankly, because he's got way more bases than his opponent does. And when he's able to take out the 4th base and prevent it from mining over and over and over again, there's really nothing that Triforks can do. He's got to be feeling really frustrated.
Here comes in the Mutalist again with really no resistance here. The SCVs are going to attempt to repair the command center, but only a handful of Marines coming back. And this is a ton of Mutalists.
It really is. Mines coming forward, going to try and burrow. He knows that he needs to keep this base. If he loses this base, then that's pretty much the GG right there.
Yeah, Triforks has just got to secure this base. The mines are there and can see them because he has the Overseer there with his Mutalist. And with that speed upgrade, those Overseers are almost as fast as the Mutalist, it looks like.
Yeah, that was a recent buff that they gave those when you get that upgrade, specifically so that they could kind of keep up with them and to make it a little bit more viable against these mines. Sure enough, mine hits going down, and they do get some decent connections, but unfortunately it just doesn't do the splash damage that it needs to.
Mines do largely go off on the Overseers.
Yes, they do, and so he's getting huge repair on that command center and going immediately back to mining. 36 units mining, and that is a planetary fortress. But here come the Mutalisks back in again. He's going to have to get back on there. Mines go down, but they do not get any shots off, and it's basically just SCVs versus Mutalisks. The turret goes down, and it looks like the base is going to as well. Trying to get that surround. It's so close. Oh, but it does fall. Yeah, so Triforks is going to be forced to remote mine at this point.
Yeah, I think at that, this has got to be the GG at some point here, because he has essentially no mining bases. Yeah, he's remote mining, but nice mine connection there in this Mutalisk. But you really, they're going to be healed here very shortly, and Winter knows that. He doesn't have a ton of money in the bank. He is mining off these bases, but he doesn't want to just throw away money at this point either.
No. With as close as this game has been up to this point, with Winter just shaving off slow advantages and getting Baneling hits when he can, trading unit for unit.
And now Winter's trying to pull the same move on Terran, trying to bait these bio units over his own landmines here. But there's a whole lot of SCVs running right under those Mutalisks.
And so many SCVs.
They're having a bad day.
78 workers killed by Winter again in this game, and Triforce GG's.
So another great game by Winter. So this is going to be 2-0 for Winter
so far. It absolutely is, yeah. And, again, he's just been getting some decent engagements. He's been able to shave off Marines, shave off mines, make some good trades, and get the bases. I feel like the name of his strategy here is that he's able to deny those 4th bases. He's able to contain the Terran in a small box and just bleed him dry. Yeah,
we've really had 2 long games here so far. I'm interested to see if we see something a little shorter here, as now Winter is up 2-0. But now we're just going to wait for the map choice from Triforks, and or even Triforks to try something out of the box. Those 2 games he largely did the same thing, and they ended largely the same. It was 200-200 until that bad engagement when the food count went like this.
Well, yeah, Winter was able to basically surround and converge on the entire army of Triforks there, and there wasn't really any way that Triforks could have gotten out of it. Even if he had been his map centered on those units, he would have been able. I mean, even if he got into the medevacs, those Mutalisks were already on top of him. They would have taken them all down, and there was just really no way out. Great play by Winter there.
Yep, absolutely. And so this is going to be going into game